Hey, what's up YouTube? Just wanted to do a quick video here on my Short Action Customs 308 build I had them do for me. They do absolutely superb work. They did an excellent job on this rifle build for me, and I really like it a lot. The chassis, I've actually had that for a couple years. That's an AB Arms chassis, and the only thing I changed out on that is I did go with the SLR buttstock, just because I really didn't like the one that came with the AB Arms. So I had the Short Action. They went ahead and fitted that on there for me. Got the Ergo grip there, which I really like. It's got a Timney Calvin Elite 2-stage trigger. And I just kept it at the factory settings, 8 ounce take up, 1 pound pull, which is fantastic. I do like the 2-stage triggers on my precision rifles. It just helps me get ready for that shot better. It's a quarter shooter all day long, quarter MOA at 100 yards. For me, I can't do that all the time, but sometimes I do if I do my part. But I also put on a Night Force NXS 5.5 to 22 scope, which I really like that scope. It's a MOA. It's got the MOAR reticle, which is really nice. I like that a lot. And that's pretty much it. Harris bipod. It's got the swivel and little bastard muzzle brake, which they made look like one piece. They basically timed it perfectly, and you can't even tell unless you look extremely close that it's actually not part of the barrel, which is really sweet. But I'll show you some close-ups of it, and I'm also going to show you some of the targets. I took it out to 300 yards last weekend for the first time, and I was shooting it at 200 yards about an inch, and then at 300 yards about an inch and a half, and that was my first time with the rifle shooting out that far. And I'm not a real long range shooter, guys. I mean, I shoot, the range I belong to, the max I can shoot is 300 yards. I'd like to get it out further, but there's just nothing close to me to be able to do so. So I'm going to continue to search around and find something, but that's about as far as I've gotten it out so far, and I'm sure those groups will get tighter as I get more comfortable with the rifle. But let's do some close-ups here, and then, like I said, we'll take a look at the targets. So, like I say, here's the buttstock, which I really like this style buttstock. I actually put this on my Christensen Arms 6.5 AR platform, and really like it. It's a lot of adjustments. It'll get your cheek weld really nice. And I have it raised all the way up on this because of the way that the scope sits, and I had to go with the extra high rings because I got a 56-inch optic here. It's not the 50, so I did go with the Vortex bubble level, the low profile one, which I really like that quite a bit. And as you can see there, Short Action Customs, they have these, this is a Defiance Action, and they put their logo on it or whatever there, which is fine. And then you see the Timney trigger, which is something I really like, that trigger. We've got an AI magazine there, and as you can see, the work done as far as the camo is just, I mean, it's superb. It's really nice job that they did with that. And then coming up, like I say, you just have the regular, you have the bipod there with the swivel, and here's the muzzle brake. I don't know if I can get a good picture of that, but as you can see, you can't even see. Still, you're definitely not gonna be able to see it through camera, but you can't even see the where they put it on there. So, and I like my mounts low. As you can see, you would think that that's touching, but it's not. You can actually slide a dollar bill under there. And let me get this swung around for you here. And here's the other side. As you can see, Short Action Customs, they call it the Alpha 2, is the name that they put on it. As you can see, SAC for Short Action Customs. I mean, this thing is, and this is their bolt knob that they use, but this thing is super, super smooth. I mean, really, really nice. And that's pretty much it, guys. Yeah, like I say, if you're looking for a custom build, they do a really nice job. You can see they put a little engraving up top there too. I don't know if you can barely see it through the camera, but that just has their little logo there, which is fine. But yep, that's pretty much it, guys. And I love shooting this thing. You know, it's funny because I have quite a few guns, and every time I go to the range, it's hard not to take this thing out because it's just a pleasure to shoot. It really is. Recoil is, you know, not bad at all for 308, and it just getting shots on target is just it's easy. So let me show you a couple targets here. Alright, so this one here, that is, let me get this zoomed in here. Alright, so let me get these rods out of the way. Alright, so this one here is two different loads. The top one is a BLC powder, and the bottom was with Varget. And the top, as you can see there, I had a shot in the threes. Well, these are all 3-shot groups. So the first one was a 3-shot group in the threes, and then we had the second shot was, you know, 0.8, and then a 1/2 inch. And then the last 3 shots of the day, which is basically when I packed it up and said, okay, I'm not going to get any better than that, so I just left at that point. But as you can see, all of them in one hole, which is what I strive for. You know, I mean, I'm very competitive against myself, and if it's not one hole, I'm not happy. You know, and to leave the range that day and have those 3 be my last shots was a pretty good day. Now here's one of the first days I took it out. Now this one here, as you can see, the top's BLC, the bottom's Varget. First 3 shots were 3, you know, in the threes. You know, second shot group was 1/2 inch, and that was me. You know, anytime this gun's shooting over a 1/2 inch 3-shot group, it's definitely me. So, you know, it's just my experience. That's all. But as you can see, the third top group there, that was in the 2s. You know, bottom left here, Varget was in the 4s there, almost 1/2 inch, say. Second one, and then this last shot of the day. You know, once again, seems like my last shots are the best. But so this one was a 5-shot group, and all 5 were in the same. Or actually, all 4. The first 4 were in the same hole, as you can see there. And then I had that one flyer, which, of course, that was my last shot. You know. So it made it a 1/2 inch group, but if I did my part, that would have been a .22 5-shot group, which is fantastic in my opinion. I mean, you know, I can't complain with that. I don't think anybody would. But let me get some of my longer range targets out here. Just bear with me as you look at my washer and dryer over there. Alright guys, so let's see here. So this one, this was at 300 yards. Alright, so there was 2 of my groups, 0.6, 0.4, 3-shot group. That was a 0.6. And then this one here was, I'm sorry, 1.6. And then this one here was 1.5. So that was, let me zoom back out here because we're getting too much. Alright, so like I said, that's the target out to 300 yards. Here was my 200-yard target. As you can see, that one was 0.9. This one was 1.2. So that wasn't that great. But then this one, 5-shot group, once again, I had almost 4 of them touching at the top there, and then I had that one flyer down bottom to the left there. But I know the rifle is more capable than what these targets show here, guys. I know that, you know, with me just practicing, it'll get better. Here's another from this day, the day that I went out to the 200 and 100. Here's another couple. These are at 100. So these were at 100 yards. This one here, I think that's it's about a 3/4 group. This one here is about a half, and then I had this one here, which is a 5-shot group at 100 yards. So that was that was really good too. These ones up here were with my Christensen arms. That was a different group, but yeah. So this one here, I mean, it measures over an inch, but that's just because I had a string there, where they just kept climbing on me for some reason. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I actually have another rifle being built right now by Arbros rifles. I have them building me a 6.5 Creedmoor, and I sent that off last week, and I should have that back. He was telling me about 6 weeks, so maybe once I get that one back and do some shooting with it, get comfortable with it, I'll put on some video of that and show you what kind of groups that's performing for me. But I have a Defiance. I went with a Deviant on that one, and that's the Elite. So it's the brand new one that they just came out with. I got that from Core Shooting Solutions in Florida. They had them in stock. So, and that one I'm going to keep in the white. So I'm not going to do any coating on that at all. And they're going to do a Broughton barrel. Oh, that's another thing too. So this one, the Short Action Customs, this is a Bartlein barrel. Yeah, so they use their big components of Bartlein there. I mean, they'll put whatever you want together, but Arbros, they use the Broughton barrel. So. I know that they're both good manufacturers, and it really doesn't matter to me either one. But yeah, like I said, once I get that other one back, and that one that I have Arbros doing for me, it's going to be on a Masterpiece Arms chassis. I got a black chassis, and I'm going to do the same trigger, Tim Lee Kaplan Elite. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and stay tuned, and we'll try and get some more videos up. See ya.